afternoon, I'm Noor Shami.
And I'm Anna Smith.
Coming up this afternoon, UW-EC celebrates Student Research and Culture Fest.
But first, major construction projects are happening around campus.
This Monday, the County Material Complex, which includes the Sonntag Event Center, has its groundbreaking. Here's Update News' Justin Narvinson with a story.
Here at the Materials Complex Center, groundbreaking has just happened, which includes the Sonntag Event Center. Three things during speeches were made clear and evident: sustainability, community, and partnership.
This multi-use event facility will raise the bar for sustainable, energy-efficient design and forward-thinking construction.
Many speakers highlighted the speeches, from UW-EC student body president Jaden McQuincy to Mayo Clinic CEO Jean-Rico Ferrugia. Every time someone took the podium, the excitement for the project was obvious, the crowd cheering with every thankful message, even on a gloomy and cold Monday. After the announcement of the $12 million pledged to keeping the complex and its construction green, the same message was relayed throughout every speech.
That true to our mission, investing in the Sonntag Event Center to build this all-electric, carbon-reducing, water-saving building prioritizes our planet, and it is our sincere hope that these unique features of the Sonntag Center will not be unique in a couple of years, in that it's going to be common, and our building will essentially serve as a model so that it can be replicated again and again and again in our community and also across the nation.
The center is being developed as a forerunner in sustainability with a whole plan to limit the waste of construction and to allow it to have the smallest carbon footprint possible once complete. Even UW-EC Chancellor James C. Schmidt mentioned sustainability while he was at the podium, but he highlighted community and partnership more.
We are the communiversity of Eau Claire.
After years and years of speculation and planning, the Sonntag's dream finally has come to fruition. The bidding for the design was won by Ayers Associates here in Eau Claire, with the plan for further expansion of the complex. There are currently plans for the Sonntag Event Center, which serves as a basketball arena as well, a 100-yard indoor turf football field, a general fitness facility, and a Mayo Clinic Sports Medicine Center.
With that, I think we ought to turn some dirt.
Reporting for Update News, I'm Justin Narvison.
Construction of the complex is officially underway with completion set for 2024.
Now that we've gotten the latest on the Sonntag Center, reporter Annie Ward has our update on the 13th annual celebration of research and creative activity taking place in UW-Eau Claire's own Student Center.
The University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire's dedication to research is no secret, and that dedication is shared by its students.
The 13th annual celebration of research and creative activities, otherwise known as CIRCA, began this past Monday. The celebration showcases different presentations, films, displays, and performances of students' scholarly work throughout the school year. CIRCA is a student-run event that allows students to showcase their research while exploring a variety of presentation styles, including live performance, artistic displays, and oral presentations. CIRCA is designed to highlight students' research accomplishments and contributions to the academic community. But this year, the event also celebrates something new, the first in-person CIRCA in 2 years. After moving to a virtual format because of COVID-19, the live event is back in full swing, and students are free to be creative with their research.
Vocalize what we were doing, and I think it also provides the opportunity to tell stories that you don't get to hear too often about. I mean, all of these posters are here, but you'd never know that these students were doing this much research here on campus without CIRCA. I would highly recommend it. It gives you the opportunity to kind of work on your speaking skills and things like that, especially in the science field where people are considered more introverted. It really helps you step out of your comfort zone.
Even without the presentations, one thing is clear. UW-EC students have shown up to show off their research. CIRCA continues to expand, with a total of 248 projects slated for presentation this year. Reporting for Update News, I'm Annie Ward.
CIRCA presentations will conclude at 5:30 this evening with the Bachelor of Fine Arts Senior Exhibition and the Provost Honors Symposium.
Coming up next, UW-EC hosts a walk for Parkinson's and your weekly update on Blue Gold Sports.
Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you? Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Fancy pants peanut butter?
A big screen television.
You haven't even bought a sofa yet.
A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Update News.
Max Haslow has everything on Blue Gold Sports after a story from Anna Smith.
This past Saturday, UW-Eau Claire hosted its first Parkinson's awareness event. Hosted in Owen Park, this featured event, yoga and a walk to raise money and awareness. The program was put on by the UW-EC Language Studies program, which provided opportunities for students to interact with other fields interested in speech pathology and audiology. The event also featured raffle baskets, refreshments, t-shirts, as well as more opportunities to learn about the program sponsoring the day. Now switching gears to Max Haslow with news on Blue Gold Sports.
Thank you, Anna. This past Tuesday saw the baseball team back at Bollinger Fields for another doubleheader, this time against UW-Platteville. The Blue Golds took an early lead in Game 1, scoring 5 runs in the second inning. Platteville quickly answered, though, evening the score with the third. The Pioneers pulled ahead in the 5th, bringing the run total to 13 by the 8th. Though the Blue Golds scored a run apiece in the 8th and the 9th innings, it was too little too late, with the final score of 13-7 Platteville. Game 2 saw the home team taking an early lead before falling behind again, 10-6, by the end of the 8th inning. However, Eau Claire refused to go down without a fight, as they scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th to force extra innings. The clock struck midnight in the 10th, with Platteville scoring 5 runs while putting all 3 Blue Gold batters to bed. The final score of 15-10, Platteville drops the team's record to 7-23. Meanwhile, the softball team saw a lot more success on Wednesday in their doubleheader as it took on their arch-rival, UW-Stout. Eau Claire played well in Game 1, leading by 2 after the first inning. The Blue Golds held Stout scoreless for the rest of the game, while adding 3 more runs with a final score of 6-1. And if you thought that was a dominant performance, Game 2 was an absolute clinic by the Blue Golds. Eau Claire scored 6 runs in both the second and fourth innings while shutting out the Blue Devils for their first 3 innings. Though Stout was able to score a few late runs, the Blue Gold score was insurmountable by the end of the inning 5, leading to the game ending early via mercy ruling. The final score of 13-4 improves Eau Claire's record to 21-7 on the season. And the women's lacrosse team played their last game of their regular season on Monday at home against River Falls. In what should have been a clash of the Titans, the game was a mostly one-sided affair in favor of River Falls. The Falcons outscored the Blue Golds in 3 of the 4 periods with the final score of 15-5. Though the season ended on a sour note, the Eau Claire team finished with a stellar record of 13-2, with both losses coming against River Falls. And as a local marathon approaches, some Blue Golds have found a unique way to mix athletics and academics with the help of a physics professor.
With the Eau Claire Marathon just days away, runners throughout the city have been training hard for the big event. For members of the long-distance running class here on campus, however, it's business as usual. Since 2015, Blue Golds and community members alike have been able to sign up for the class led by racing veterans Matt Evans and Kara Johnson. Evans, who is also a physics and astronomy professor, was inspired by a former colleague to share his passion for running with his students.
I was actually swimming one morning with somebody else who worked here, Tracy Yango, and she and I said, "Oh, you run marathons, I run marathons. You actually want to do a marathon course? I want to do a marathon course." So we basically got together and planned this out, and we've been doing this since 2015.
The class meets for lecture every Tuesday in both the morning and evening to discuss topics such as dealing with injury, strength training, mental training, and physiology. Training runs are also hosted on Saturday mornings in order to help the runners build up their endurance for the big race. Besides the instructors, the course is also helped by TAs like Caleb Cole, who also serves as an ambassador for the marathon.
In my future job or career, I've always wanted to help people. Since I have a good big running for passion, I've been running since third grade. I just wanted people to experience the same great experience that I've got.
With the day of the race coming up this weekend, runners of the class are making their final preparations to compete in the 5K, 10K, half, and full marathons. But regardless of what events they compete in, Evans says that he's proud of his students for supporting each other the whole way through.
What's nice is that even though we have different goals, half marathon and marathon, they're all working towards it together. Every Saturday morning they go run together. And so it isn't so much the goal itself that's important, it's the journey towards getting to the goal.
And if you're interested in watching Blue Golds compete in the marathon, the race starts at the Phoenix Park Farmers Market at 7 a.m. May 1st. The finish line is near the Pablo Center. And that's all for sports today. Back to you, Nora and Anna.
Thank you, Max, for that update. We sure are excited to see our marathon runners this weekend.
After the break, a recap of UW-EC's annual Culture Fest and the forecast.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education. I dare you to be somebody important. Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star. I dare you to stand up here. To call the shots. To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you. Have a career that really means something? Then do it. I dare you.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet.
A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Thank you for staying with us.
The forecast is coming up shortly.
People gathered at UW-Eau Claire's Davies Student Center on Sunday to celebrate the diverse cultures that make up the Eau Claire community. Reporter Ellie Pomerlew has the story.
Music, dancing, and food. A celebration of heritage transformed UW-EC's Davies Center on Sunday.
Culture Fest is a combination of different cultures and groups, both student groups and groups in the community. Some come from Minnesota to just share who they are and what they celebrate and activities and kind of their history.
Culture Fest is a long-standing tradition that is unique to Eau Claire.
It was international folk fair and it has a history of over 50 years. Recently it was renamed as Cultural Fest to include more cultural groups.
There are many performances throughout the event from different cultural groups.
Our main group is performing at 1:30, the Bashiki Indigenous group. They are coming from northern Wisconsin and doing some indigenous dances and exhibitions. We've got a dance group from Menominee, the Ukraine, and the Swan Lake Ballet group. A string quartet, a few students doing some dances.
One of the most anticipated parts of Culture Fest is the food.
Food, of course.
The food, yeah, of course, right? The number one thing. So a lot of groups bring in food or are cooking food themselves and sell it for a fundraiser.
Food is just one part that contributes to the overall purpose of Culture Fest, bringing people together.
It is teaching students on campus and from the community about all the different cultures that we have within our community here, since there aren't like a whole lot of other events like this here.
The Chippewa Valley is a diverse community with many cultures beneath the surface.
You might think it's very monocultural, but there's many different people and they're very proud of their heritage and they enjoy sharing it.
Reporting for Update News, I'm Ellie Pomerlew.
For UW-Eau Claire students looking to expand their horizons year-round, UW-EC has many cultural centers with resources and information. Now, today's forecast with Update News' Delaney Reed.
Thank you, Anna. Good afternoon, UW-Eau Claire. Unfortunately, this cloudy weather is here to stay. Let's take a look at the upcoming forecast. Make sure to have your umbrellas and raincoats handy this weekend. Saturday will have some scattered rain with cooler temperatures in the low 50s. The scattered showers and cooler temperatures will follow into Sunday. Monday, temperatures are looking to be in the high 30s to the mid-50s. The rain will stop, but the cloudy skies and cooler temperatures will continue to stay with us throughout the beginning of the week. Tuesday, the temperature remains in the high 30s to the mid-50s. There is some chance of light rain in the morning, so make sure to have your umbrella handy. On Wednesday, the sun will finally be back out with some clouds later in the afternoon, with temperatures possibly reaching the high 50s up to 59 degrees. The sun and higher temperatures will continue to stick around through Thursday and Friday. Friday brings a slight chance of a cloudy day, but the temperature will still be in the high 50s. Hopefully, these higher temperatures coming in at the end of the week will continue to stay throughout the beginning of May. That's the update on this week's weather. I'm Delaney Reed. Back to you, Anna and Noor.
Thank you, Delaney.
After the break, the annual Spring Math Retreat and UW-EC honors journalist Anne DeVroy.
Stay tuned, and we hope you're watching Update News.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education. I dare you to be somebody important. Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star. I dare you to stand up here. To call the shots. To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you. Have a career that really means something? Then do it. I dare you.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. you'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Thanks for staying tuned.
Noor Shami has information on the Anne Deveroy Memorial Forum.
Anne Deveroy was often described as one of the best journalists to ever cover the White House. The UW-Eau Claire alumni graduated in 1970 with a degree in journalism. After she died of cancer in 1997, the Washington Post wanted to honor her memory by establishing a fellowship program at UW-Eau Claire in her name. On Thursday, April 28th at 7 p.m., Sharif Durham, a deputy managing editor at the Washington Post and a prominent national journalist, spoke during the Anne Deveroy Memorial Forum. They awarded the Anne Deveroy Fellowship to a junior journalist student, Leah Kopke. Congratulations. To donate to the foundation, check out connect.uwec.edu/donate.
Math courses were not in session Monday to pave way for the 31st annual mathematics retreat showcasing student mathematical research.
Personally, I think I take the most pride in seeing my students and other people's students being independent and showing off what they know. And I don't know, I think that's exciting. They do that in the math competition at the end of the day too. But it's just, I don't know, it's fun. Just sitting back and watching the students, you know, take the reins.
I am also a secondary math education major. So it was kind of nice practice. I guess that's one way to put it. Just kind of stand in front of a crowd and like teach somebody about something.
The Math Retreat hosted a variety of talks about math and its extension into other fields, such as music, renewable energy, the labor force, clinical science, and education, and more.
It's a really nice way to be able to talk about the math you enjoy to an audience of people who also care about the math you enjoy, which is not an experience I've been able to find a lot of other places.
Students Erica Vandervoort and Elliot Genteman introduced a math application that teaches proofwriting called Configure It.
So using technology in math just makes it more exciting for students to learn. Doing everything out of the book or just on paper can be tedious and very overdone. So using something online that can help students visualize and grasp a concept better is always just going to be beneficial for them.
The lectures were filled with engaged faculty and students from all majors.
It makes me very proud of our math faculty that we're here to support all of our students, whether we know them or not. And it brings us, I don't know, it has brought us a little bit of sense of community that has been missing a few years.
Reporting for Update News, I'm Dorothy Baker.
The Math Retreat is a companion event with Circa, which continued throughout the week. Thank you, Dorothy.
That's all we have for you today.
We'll see you back here next week with your latest university news.
I'm Noor Shami.
And I'm Anna Smith. Thank you for staying updated.